topic hai which you want to be revised, or shall we move to the next chapter?
मैम मैम वैक्यूल
Acha, हाँ, vacuoles
अरे
बचा हुआ है. Okay, okay. We'll take up the vacuoles now. So now note down, children, the subheading you write down vacuoles. Screen is visible to you all?
नो मैम
No.
So vacuoles, children, they are single membrane bounded structures. They are
your
single.
screen is not visible.
It will come, don't worry. It is taking time today. They are single membrane bounded. Got it, children? The screen is visible now?
Yes मैम.
Yes,
yes
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we'll take up vacuoles. What are vacuoles? So vacuoles are single membrane bounded structures. So they are spherical structures. What we say? Spherical. The shape will be spherical. Or sometimes it can be oval also. So you can write as spherical or oval. And they store, so their work is what? Storage. Function you can write down. They store the food material, which may be liquid or solid. Okay, now we will try to understand specifically in the different cells what they are doing. Okay, so vacuoles are you find mainly present in the plant cells. Okay, they are bigger in size and lesser in number in the case of plant cell, and they are smaller in size and more in number in the animal cell. You can note down, children, they are of bigger size and fewer in the plant cells. So when you see the plant cell, vacuoles are large and few. Vacuoles are large and few. But in the animal cell, vacuoles are small, and numerous. Is it clear this much to everyone?
Yes मैम.
Now take
Yes,
down the
ma'am.
functions. So they help in providing the turbidity to the cell. Okay, functions you take up. So this, children, try to read it in the textbook also. The last page of this chapter, Fundamental Unit of Life, the vacuoles topic which is given, you try to read it. Okay, अभी note कर लो, फिर read करना और थोड़ा समझने की कोशिश करना. And if any line you don't understand, then ask. Okay, so number one function you write down. They provide turbidity to the cell. They provide turbidity.
And what is
Turbidity
turbidity?
means keeping it in proper shape. Okay, उसको proper shape में रखेगा, target रखेगा. For example, now try to imagine if you have taken balloon. Okay, and if you have filled the one balloon full of water, and in another balloon you are keeping just a half water. So which of the balloon will be fully in shape?
Full
फुल वन जिस
with
फुल ऑफ
water.
वाटर. ओके, तो वो पूरा टर्गेट रहेगा. जब वो पूरा फुला हुआ रहता है उसी कंडीशन को अपन बोलते हैं टर्गेट. ओके, एंड इफ लिटिल बिट लेस फ्लूइड इज देयर इनसाइड, तो वो ना उसका शेप बदलता रहेगा, वो टर्गेट नहीं कहलाएगा. तो वैक्यूल्स क्या करते हैं प्लांट सेल में स्पेशली, रिमेंबर they are having the larger vacuoles and they are providing the turbidity to the cell. Okay, now next write down, they store the food material. Second function write down, they store the food material. They store the food material. Then third point you write down, they help in endocytosis, or you can say nutrition. Okay, they help in endocytosis. So you can clarify they help in, yes,
Ma'am,
yes.
ma'am, how do they help in
Huh.
endocytosis?
Why? Because after the food is enclosed by the or enclosed inside the membrane, it goes inside the cell. So it is helping in nutrition in amoeba. Okay, nutrition in amoeba. And what is that process? That is by endocytosis. Okay, we call it as phagocytosis also, that is eating. Okay, so you can take up the word, you remember children, that is phagocytosis. ये सब अपन मेम्ब्रेन ट्रांसपोर्ट के समय पढ़ चुके हैं. So you can write down simply that they help in nutrition in amoeba. Food vacuoles, so the vacuoles are helping in nutrition in amoeba. Then next point you write down, they help in removal of the waste. They help in removal of waste. Okay, they help in removal of waste. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Then in
Yes, ma'am.
aquatic plants, remember, they provide buoyancy, or they store the gases also. So you can write down, they store gases. And they are called what? Example, gas vacuoles. So they will be called as gas vacuoles. Okay, so they store gases, so known as the gas vacuoles. The functions are clear to all children. Vacuoles, what are the vacuoles? प्लांट सेल में देखना अपन ने एक बहुत बड़ा सा वैक्यूल बनाते हैं. उस बड़े वैक्यूल के कारण यू आर मेकिंग द न्यूक्लियस वन साइड. You have seen how you make the plant cell diagram?
Yes, ma'am.
So the vacuole is very big and that is pushing the nucleus to one side in the case of the plant cell. Okay, अब बताइए any other topic which you want to study? what you have noted in the previous period. Just see.
Ma'am,
Huh?
ma'am, can you please explain the fifth point again?
Fifth point,
Yes, ma'am.
they store gases. ओके, सो गैसियस एक्सचेंज होते समय कुछ प्लांट में कुछ वैक्यूल्स ऐसे होते हैं जो गैसेस स्टोर करते हैं. Okay, so they are helping in providing the buoyancy also that way. Done?
Ma'am,
Yes.
Yes, yes.
ma'am, would you please say that the structure of Golgi bodies and the function?
अच्छा, गोल्डी बॉडीज यू वांट टू रिवाइज. ठीक है, गोल्डी बॉडीज हम लोग फिर से देख लेते हैं.
Plasmic reticulum.
या से
Ma'am, Golgi bodies and
से
endoplasmic reticulum.
आई एम नॉट गेटिंग योर वॉइस प्रॉपर्ली. फिर से रिपीट कर. अच्छा, दोनों रिवाइज करना है. ठीक है, तो आज सारा कुछ रिवाइज कर लो इस चैप्टर में और फिर टेस्ट के लिए तैयारी कर लेना आप नेक्स्ट पीरियड. ओके, नेक्स्ट फ्राइडे यू विल राइट द टेस्ट. ओके, कुछ नहीं छूटना चाहिए फिर.
Ma'am, only MCQ will be there in the test.
हाँ हाँ, I'll pick up only the, हाँ, I'll be giving only the MCQs. ओके, और हर टॉपिक से इतने डिटेल में पढ़ लेना, जितना अपन ने डिस्कस किया पूरा पढ़ना है. एंड यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर ऑल फिगर्स ऑल्सो. ओके, फिगर्स ऑफ एनिमल सेल, प्लांट सेल, बैक्टीरियल सेल. Then you have to practice the diagrams of mitochondria, chloroplast. Okay. Then endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex. Okay, chromosome diagram, nucleus diagram. Because I can give you the diagram, उसमें कुछ लेबल होगा, कुछ ABCD लिखा होगा, and then it can be asked in that MCQ form only that what is that organelle, what is its function. Are you all understanding, children? So if you will not understand the, if you won't practice the diagram, तो फिर आपको दिक्कत हो जाएगी. तो सारे डायग्राम्स प्रैक्टिस करने हैं. So we'll take up endoplasmic reticulum. Children, endoplasmic, so if you have written previously, just turn the page. Okay, so endoplasmic reticulum, location you remember that it is connecting your cell membrane and the nuclear membrane. Are you remembering now where is the endoplasmic reticulum present?
In the
Everyone?
Yes,
Huh?
ma'am.
cell,
Huh? Can you see my screen, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
तो एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम सबसे पहले अच्छे से लोकेशन याद रखना कि न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन और सेल मेम्ब्रेन को कनेक्ट करता है वो. इट इज प्रेजेंट कनेक्टिंग द टू. ओके, so it is helping in the transportation between the nucleoplasm and the cytoplasm क्योंकि वो connecting है. Okay, फिर it is made up of three elements. So what are those three elements? Who has written? जल्दी से बोलते जाओ.
tubules, vesicles और cisternae.
Cistern. Okay, so major one, the most important one is the cistern. अब cistern का structure कैसा है?
Double layered sac-like tubules.
They are,
Double layered.
हाँ, okay, double layer, okay, and they are flat sacs. They are flattened sacs. Okay, thin flattened sacs. Okay, thin flattened sac-like tubules. Okay, then how they are arranged?
Ma'am,
Screen is
arranged
visible to you.
parallelly
Parallelly.
Arranged.
and they
Okay,
are
in the
unbranched.
हाँ, they are arranged parallel. तो ये आपको ध्यान रखना है And now the second component is which one? And they are unbranched. एक point और ऐड करना कि सिस्टर ने branched नहीं है. Okay, so they are unbranched. Then second component is which one?
Vesicles.
Vesicle.
Vesicle. Okay, so they are also the single membrane bounded. उसमें अपन डबल लेयर लिखते हैं लेकिन इसका याद रखना कि सिंगल मेम्ब्रेन बाउंडेड. Okay, and they are oval shaped, oval structures. All have noted, children? You all are noting the things what we are discussing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ठीक
ma'am.
है. Okay, and then the third component is which one?
Tubules.
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 Tube. हाँ, tubules. तो जिन्हें नहीं लिखा है, it is coming on the screen, children. See it from the screen and write it if you have missed anything. So tubules, they are branched structures. तो tubules बोला है तो ट्यूब लाइक तो होंगे, तो you can write down they are tube like structures, thin tube like structures which are branched, forming the reticular system. Reticular system अगर आपको difficult लगता है, you can write down network, forming a network with the vesicles and cisternae, with the vesicles and cisternae. Noted, everyone? Noted, all of you all?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If anyone needs more time to note down, you can tell me, children. Okay, ये सेल चैप्टर पूरा अच्छे से कंप्लीट हो जाना चाहिए, कुछ नहीं छोड़ना है.
Ma'am, where
अगर
is vesicle in the diagram?
हाँ, इन द डायग्राम में यहाँ साइड में जो अपन को गोल गोल स्ट्रक्चर्स दिख रहे हैं ना, वो वेसिकल्स है. और यहाँ ये जो बीच में ये ट्यूब मतलब कि जो ब्रांच स्ट्रक्चर्स है वो ट्यूब्यूल्स है. ओके, दीज ब्रांच स्ट्रक्चर्स आर द ट्यूब्यूल्स. ओके, और स्फेरिकल स्ट्रक्चर्स छोटे छोटे वैक्यूल जैसे जो दिखते हैं उन्हीं को अपन वेसिकल्स बोल रहे हैं. कैन यू सी माय कर्सर?
Yes, ma'am.
ये जो ओवल स्ट्रक्चर्स दिख रहे हैं ना सिस्टरने के बाजू में, यही है वेसिकल्स. और यहाँ सिस्टरने के साथ में देखो कुछ ब्रांच स्ट्रक्चर दिख रहे हैं, तो वो ट्यूब्यूल्स हो जाते हैं. और सिस्टम में जो है वो बिल्कुल ब्रांच नहीं है, पैरेलली अरेंज्ड है. डन.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, अब लिख लो. अब नेक्स्ट थिंग जो आपको याद रखना है वो उसके टाइप्स. तो हाउ यू हैव क्लासिफाइड, यू नो what is the basis of classification of the endoplasmic reticulum?
Presence and
Ma'am,
absence of
presence or absence of ribosomes.
Correct. Okay, so everyone remember, अगर राइबोसोम्स उसके सरफेस पर है तो रफ सरफेस हो जाएगा, तो यू आर कॉलिंग इट एज रफ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम. ओके, एंड सिंस राइबोसोम उसके सरफेस पर है, तो द फंक्शन विच द राइबोसोम्स डज the same function that endoplasmic reticulum will do. So what is that function?
Synthesis proteins.
Synthesis of the
protein.
protein. Correct, protein synthesis. Noting, children? Everyone noting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now what is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum structure?
Lipid synthesis.
हाँ, function is that, but structure क्या बोलोगे?
Without ribosome?
It
No.
does
They do
not have
have
ribosomes
बिल्कुल सही.
attached
They
on
do
its
not
surface.
have ribosomes on their surface. So the surface appears smooth. Surface appears smooth. And they will do the lipid synthesis. photosynthesis. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this much you have to remember for the endoplasmic reticulum. So now functions में आप अलग से सारे functions अपने discuss कर लिए थे. Did you note down all these functions
Yes,
last
ma'am.
time?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Any point if you are not understanding, or all points are clear, all functions are clear? देखो ये इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोप से लिया गया एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम का फंक्शन। इसमें अपन को देखो कितने अच्छे से दिख रहा है कि हाउ दीज स्मॉल ट्यूब्स, बिल्कुल थिन थिन ट्यूब्स कैसे अरेंज है। एंड दिस इज द न्यूक्लियस, न्यूक्लियस के पास में है। सॉरी, so shall I
Ma'am, what
take
is
up the
the
next?
function of asteroid hormone?
Steroid hormone, हाँ, steroid hormone children, these are the hormones which are synthesized or secreted by the testes, ovaries and adrenal cortex, that is adrenal gland. तो steroid का मतलब क्या है? Fat. Okay, so these different hormones are there. Adrenal cortex अलग hormone secrete करता है, testes, ovaries अलग hormone secrete करते हैं, so their function is different. I cannot say collectively कि steroid hormones का ये काम है. Okay, you will study later कि testes के दो hormones है. One hormone is there, that is testosterone. So testosterone is helping in all the characters building in the male case. Okay, and the female hormone present, which is secreted by ovary, it is the estrogen and the progesterone. तो ये हार्मोन स्टीरॉयडल नेचर के हैं, मतलब केमिकली दे आर स्टीरॉइड्स। ओके, देखो फीमेल कैरेक्टर्स में हेल्प करते हैं। डन? ऑल हैव अंडरस्टूड नाउ?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, यू डोंट हैव टू गो इन डिटेल, नेक्स्ट ईयर पढ़ेंगे हम लोग हार्मोन्स के फंक्शंस भी, एंड ग्लैंड्स एंड द डिफरेंट हार्मोन्स। बस अभी आप ये याद रखिए कि हार्मोन्स आर सेक्रेटेड बाय द एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड्स एंड दे आर, some are protein hormones, some are steroid hormones. Okay. Now shall I take up the next slide, children? Golgi complex. Should I take up now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, na? Anyone, if
Yes,
you
ma'am.
want to wait, if anyone noting, so then I will wait. Otherwise, I'll take up to the next. No one? Now Golgi complex. So Golgi complex structure, now what components are there? Number one, cisternae. So they have the same structure, that is that they are the flattened sets, thin flattened sets with solenoids. Okay, and arrangement is different. They are arranged parallelly, but they are arranged in concentric manner. इसमें क्या याद रखना है, किस तरह का arrangement है?
Concentric.
Concentric manner. Arranged in concentric manner. Now the second component is which one? The vacuoles. So they
Ma'am,
are, yes, yes,
ma'am, what is meant by solenoids?
solenoids. Solenoids मतलब एंड्स फूले हुए हैं। तो इधर पर आप फिगर में देखने की कोशिश करो कि इधर बीच में तो ट्यूब बिल्कुल थिन है, ओके, लेकिन एंड्स पे जाने पर देखो ये थोड़ा सा ब्रॉड ब्रॉड पार्ट है। ओके, तो एंड्स इसके सोलेनोइड, जिसको अपन गोल्जियन वैक्यूल्स बोल देते हैं। डन ना? समझ में आ गया?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, ठीक है, एंड्स ना उसके थोड़े चौड़े चौड़े हैं, तो इसीलिए उसको बोला है सोलन एंड्स।
Ma'am, ma'am,
यस यस।
ma'am, what is cis phase?
This phase and trans phase, you find that the phase which is a concave part, कॉनकेव मतलब जिस तरफ कैविटी है उस फेस को सिस फेस बोला है, और जो कॉन्वेक्स पार्ट है उसको बोलते हैं अपन ट्रांस फेस, दैट इज कॉल्ड ट्रांस फेस। अंडरस्टूड? द
Yes,
कॉनकेव
ma'am.
साइड, क्योंकि वो कॉन्सेंट्रिक मैनर में तो है, कॉन्सेंट्रिक मैनर में अरेंज है, मतलब कि कर्व्ड है वो थोड़ा, ठीक है। और कर्व्ड है तो कर्व होगा तो एक तरफ तो आप पाएंगे कि कॉन्वेक्स हो जाएगा और अंदर की तरफ कैविटी जैसी रहेगी। तो जो कैविटी वाला साइड है दैट इज द सिस फेस, एंड द कॉन्वेक्स पार्ट इज द ट्रांस फेस। अंडरस्टूड एवरीवन?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, वैक्यूल्स तो पता अब मालूम ही है कि वो सिंगल मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड है, एंड स्फेरिकल स्ट्रक्चर्स। ओके, और वैक्यूल्स कहाँ प्रेजेंट दिख रहे हैं अपन को?
Plant.
Transphase.
Plant.
फेस पे, हाँ, वैक्यूल्स अपन को ट्रांस फेस पर दिखते हैं। एंड देन वेसाइकल्स आर देयर, उनमें दोनों में वेसाइकल्स और वैक्यूल्स में व्हाट डिफरेंस आई टोल्ड यू चिल्ड्रन? What difference I told you? Anyone noted last period? Vesicles are
Vesicles are small spherical structures
smaller
and
and
vacuoles are large spherical structures.
vacuoles are larger structures, right? Okay, opposite.
Vesicles are for transportation.
Vesicles, they are helping in the transportation. Okay, done everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. So functions now. Take up the functions. The functions given in your book also, children. Their Golgi complex is given. Try to read that part, and you can make the points yourself. Okay, simple functions are given there. So इनको भी note कर लो and try to read it from there also. Helps in the formation of hormones, peptides, lipids. Takes part in cell plate formation. In your book, it is given that it helps in conversion of the simple sugars into complex sugars. You can add up that point also, children. And helps in the formation of primary lysosomes. This is important function. Then helps in the formation of plasma membrane. And it is secretory in function. All have noted these points. Any point which you have not followed, children? Write it nicely.
Ma'am,
Yes, yes.
ma'am, what is the meaning of peptides?
Peptide, it is the compound formed by the amino acids. दो अमीनो एसिड जुड़ते हैं तो वो पेप्टाइड बन जाता है। Okay, दो amino acids they fuse together or they combine, that is only known as peptide. So peptides now they are only further combining to form the proteins. So you can remember that way that जब proteins break होता है ना तो peptide बनता है। So Golgi complex are helping in formation of the peptides, means helping in joining the two amino acids to form the peptides, which will further form the proteins. Clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So all are noting, children.
Ma'am, what is biosynthesis?
बायोसिंथेसिस अपन ना जो भी सिंथेसिस का प्रोसेस लिविंग बॉडी में होता है अपन उसको बायोसिंथेसिस बोलते हैं. ओके, सिंस द सिंथेसिस ऑफ द प्रोटीन and that is glycoprotein is happening in the cell, we call it as biosynthesis. Okay, so nothing to get confused. The combining of the glucose and the protein is going on inside the cell, so you are calling it as biosynthesis. Okay, the synthesis occurring inside the cell. या living cell बोले तो living word bio means living, children. Okay, here always related that way. तो बायोसिंथेसिस सेल के अंदर हो रहा है. Done. Synthesis is formation. Noted, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other now structure, any other organelle, any other
Ma'am,
topic which you
lysosome.
lysosomes. तो
Yes.
लाइसोसोम्स आपको पढ़ना ही नहीं है, चिल्ड्रन. ओके, इट इज नॉट इन योर सिलेबस. ओके, बट लास्ट पीरियड आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड यू, बट वो अभी आपको एमसीक्यू के लिए नहीं पढ़ना है क्योंकि फाइनल एग्जाम में नहीं आएगा. Okay, so for the
Yes,
MCQ, you
ma'am.
prepare only the topics which I have given today. Ribosome also you don't have to study. Lysosomes also you don't have to study. Understood, na?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
The rest all you have done, isn't it? Nucleus structure, so you will be able to prepare. Okay, what are the structural components of the nucleus? You are remembering nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, nucleolus. Okay, and then the inside the nucleus, the chromatin. So all have understood now. What are the two nucleic acids, children?
DNA and RNA.
DNA and RNA. Very good. So RNA, what is the full form?
Ribonucleic acid.
Nucleic acid.
Ribonucleic acid. Okay. So RNA helps in, that is, different types are there, children. They help in. You'll have noted that all which we discussed previously. We have discussed that or not?
And we haven't discussed much about RNA.
Okay, so
Yes,
leave it.
ma'am.
Only that much is sufficient. You know what is RNA? It is a type of nucleic acid and it is ribonucleic acid. That is enough for your. Okay, so now shall we end up this cell chapter now? Shall I start with the new chapter today? Children,
Yes, ma'am.
anything, anyone want to know? Otherwise, I'll take up the next chapter. Okay, so little introduction we
Ma'am,
will. Huh?
ma'am, would you please re-explain the structure of plastid?
Plastid. Okay, you want the plastid ones again? Okay, plastids में एक
Yes,
चीज
ma'am.
देख. हाँ, plastids ना, they are the structures, membrane-bound structures present in the plant cell. This should be known number one. They are present only in the plant cell. Now, what do? They give the color to the plant. They give the color to the plant. Then they help in storing the food. Okay, now what are the two types of plastids that you remember? So they are chromoplast and leucoplast. They are chromoplast and leucoplast. Noting, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what is chromoplast? So you can write down. They have colored pigments. They have colored pigments. An example, you write it chloroplast. Chloroplast, which is having green pigment called chlorophyll. Green pigment called chlorophyll. Are you understanding, children, this match? इतना
Yes.
समझ में आ गया? ठीक है. अब दूसरा है आपका ल्यूकोप्लास्ट. तो ल्यूकोप्लास्ट, you write it that they have colorless pigments. They have colorless pigments. Okay, and they store the starch, proteins, and oils or fats. Or fats. Then अंडरस्टूड इसमें चिल्ड्रन की प्लास्टिक्स क्या है. अब उसमें फिर अपन ने क्लोरोप्लास्ट को डिटेल में स्ट्रक्चर पढ़ा ही है. Okay, you have studied in detail the chloroplast structure. So I want someone to explain quickly the chloroplast structure. Do you have the diagram in front of you, chloroplast?
Yes, ma'am.
So Harish, can you tell me what is the structure of the chloroplast?
The chloroplast has an outer membrane, inner membrane. Then it has a fluid called stroma, and then it has those sac-like structures called thylakoids arranged in
Very,
cylinder-like structures. They are collectively called granum, and they are all connected by stroma lamellae.
yeah, connected by stroma lamellae. Very good. बस यही structure आपको याद रखना है. Now, can you tell me the structure of thylakoid? Romisha will tell me. Just now, Romisha
Yes, ma'am.
Harish told that thylakoids are there, which are sac-like structures, and they are placed one above the other, which forms the granum. Okay, up connecting granum, they are connected by the stroma lamellae. Now, I want Romisha that you should tell me that what is the internal structure of the thylakoid, what do they contain? Yes, Romisha.
Ma'am, this was not explained.
This was not explained.
They contain chlorophyll.
They contain chlorophyll, लेकिन किसके अंदर chlorophyll है? Archangel, can you say?
No, ma'am, you only told about that thylakoids contains chlorophyll and they are the site of photosynthesis reaction.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, तो उधर आप लिख लो, एक चीज लिख लो that they have the bead-like structures called quantazones. Add up, children. जहाँ आपने लिखा था वहां पर ही add up कर लो. They have means inside the thylakoid, quantazones are present. Spelling you can note down. Quanta, 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 quanta zones, zones. Got it, children?
Yes, ma'am.
स्पेलिंग एक बार रिपीट कर दो.
Okay, which are the bead-like structures? You write down. Which are bead-like structures?
Ma'am, what do they do?
हाँ, they contain chlorophyll. तो आपने सिर्फ सिंपल लिखा था कि क्लोरोफिल कंटेन है थाइलाकोइड के अंदर, लेकिन स्पेसिफिक कहाँ पर थाइलाकोइड के अंदर प्रेजेंट है तो वो क्वांटाजोन्स है. इज इट क्लियर टू यू?
Yes, ma'am.
They contain chlorophyll pigments. तो chlorophyll pigments एक्चुअली कहाँ पर प्रेजेंट है?
Quantazone.
Quantazones.
Quantazone.
Inside the quantazones. Where is it present?
Quantazone.
Inside the thylakoid.
Inside the quantazones. Okay. So functional unit of chloroplast is what?
Thylakoid.
अरे नहीं, यही जो अभी बताया अपन ने.
Quantazones.
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 So you can write down the functional unit of chloroplast is quantazones. क्योंकि क्लोरोफिल का काम क्या होता है, you all know ना? What is the function of the chlorophyll?
Photosynthesis.
It helps in photosynthesis.
अच्छा, but कैसे?
It gets excited when sunlight hits it, and some electron transport chain happens.
Okay. So you have to remember it traps the sunlight. क्या बोलना होगा आपको? It is trapping the sunlight. It traps the sunlight. जब sunlight trap करता है तो then all that happens what Harish is telling that it will emit the electrons. Okay, तो उतना अपन डिटेल में नहीं जाएंगे, पर याद रखना कि सनलाइट ट्रैपिंग का काम क्लोरोफिल पिगमेंट का है. Until and unless the sunlight is not trapped, तो photosynthesis will not occur. फूड का सिंथेसिस नहीं होगा. क्लियर?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So understood all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
The functional unit of chloroplast, that's why we say that functional unit of chloroplast is quantazones. Now already it is 49 children. We will not start with the new chapter. We'll end up now our class.